We're gonna go ahead and, are we recording?
Yes.
Thank you. Give me a heads up because I never know. We're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is 6 o'clock. Welcome everyone. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I do need a motion to approve tonight's agenda. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to announcements, I just want to remind everyone that these board meetings are business board meetings and they are held in public. They are not public board meetings. And that the board is governed by Idaho Code Title 74 and Title 33, Chapter 5, Idaho Administrative Procedures Act, or IDAPA, and we do follow our district policies. Now I would like to yield to our superintendent, Mr. Rusty Taylor, to comment in announcements.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate it. I just want to just kind of get an idea of what my world has looked like over the last couple of weeks. I've met with all the principals through phone and through Zoom, depending on them. I met with the high school ADs, activities directors is what we call them down here. I met with directors, and we've had great conversations that I've emailed to all of you on Sunday. I'm very impressed with all of them and their talents, and they bring a lot to our district, and I'm very excited about working with all of them. So, we have a very strong staff, and I'm just impressed with them. And I've done this for 30-some years, so I was very impressed with their effort, with their conversations. Next thing is I also, as you may know, I met with all of you guys, and we had a great conversation about expectations, and I'm hoping to meet those expectations. Please let me know what I can do to follow out my expectations, get me back in my sandbox, as we always keep talking about. Finally, I'd like to talk about something our leadership team has developed. It's for right now, it's just a motto. We're still working with it. It's in draft form, so just know that. The motto for this year is one district, one mission, every student, every day. And so that's what we're going to try to, every day start off and live with. With that, we've developed what we call an ACT statement or a norm, and it's an acronym. It's called TRUST. So if we have a tough conversation, we call it a trust conversation, but it's obviously an acronym. It means first letter T is trust each other, build relationships grounded in honesty and reliability, respect each other, recognize every person has value and deserves to be heard, unite, strive to understand one another and work together on common goals, support each other, help each other grow, especially when challenges arise, and finally, transparency, be open and honest while using good judgment in how we communicate. Finally, I would say to you, I'm truly looking forward to this year and the opportunity that staff and the parents and the trustees have afforded me. I'm also looking forward to the support of the trustees. We will be in what you'll be providing us throughout the year for a successful year. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I would like to note, I know we are in announcements, but with respect to the motto, one district, one mission, every student, every day, I believe it would be appropriate. I know Rusty is like Mr. Taylor. Is it okay for me to call you Rusty?
Please call me Rusty.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm
not overly formal, so
every once in a while I'll call you Michelle. All right, so
I would prefer it would be Michelle all the time, but that's okay.
That's fair.
I know that when at least I took a seat on the board, the district already had an established mission and vision, and it was not necessarily something that the board was part of. And then we went on the direction where the board created its own vision and mission, and then nothing ever seemed to gel or mesh or be embraced by all parties. So what I would hope is that our new superintendent, in working with the district, all the administrators, etc., and the teaching staff, etc., that united we could all create one vision and one mission for our district that we can all support corporately, individually, and collectively. Does the board have any angst with that
I
whatsoever?
would second that.
I like it.
Yep. Okay, so,
Thank you so much, and
You're welcome.
it's on my tasks and things to start to do.
perfect,
Thank you.
sounds great. Then just, when you've got it accomplished, bring it back so that we can adopt it and we can all be in support of it.
Absolutely, and thank you for your support.
You're welcome. Moving on, we do have public input. Is there any other public input besides the one? Okay, we have Anita Dupsik. Am I getting that right, Anita?
You are.
Yay!
Anita Dupsik, Rathdrum. Good evening, Superintendent Taylor and board members. First of all, I wanted to mention to you, I was born in Bisbee, Arizona.
Oh, no.
And was there until second grade. My dad worked at the Copper Queen mine, and we went down to the Naco playground many, many times.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was funny to see your name on there and kind of fun.
And I know you're wearing the red. Good for you.
I almost wore my Bisbee sweatshirt, but I thought, man. Okay. So this is regarding item I.1.b, policy 3370, searches and seizures. I'm questioning why in the students section of this draft, gender rather than sex is used when discussing having an adult of the student's choice be present for a physical search. My concern is that Lakeland School District is using a word that refers to a socially constructed role, expectation, or behavior that appears to have caused or produced confusion among children, very often to their physical and emotional well-being, rather than a word that means the immutable biological and physiological characteristics of a person according to Lakeland District Policy 3281. With the use of gender rather than sex, it appears that Lakeland is continuing along the slippery slope of social constructs that change with the whim of culture and what is accepted or popular at the moment. So I ask for reconsideration of this term in the policy. And one other thing that's off, I'm wondering if you guys would consider maybe changing the meetings to a day other than Wednesday, because all of the city planning and city council meetings are on Wednesdays, and it's really hard to decide which one to go to. So I'm just throwing that out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sierra, may I give you this? Oh, yes.
Okay. Oops. All right, next we will move on to reports. We have the financial report. Would the board like to have any discussion on this?
I don't have anything.
No, I think it's.
I do have a question. And if you can help me understand, I would really appreciate it.
Jessica Grantham, Chief Finance Officer.
Thank you. My question is on page 6 of 49, the summary of all funds for June. Maybe I just answered my own question.
Wow. Great.
It doesn't correlate with the page 1. Would that be because page 1 is inclusive of the start through June 30th, or is it a snapshot of June, of the month of June?
So this summary of all funds, Chair Thompson, does not include the revenue or the unappropriated balances. So that's where you're seeing the differences. The totals at the bottom will correlate to
Okay.
the summary page.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just could not figure out why that didn't correspond.
And just to remind everybody, unappropriated balances is the fund balance, which is like our savings account,
Okay.
the money that we have not budgeted to use.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that clarification. All right. Anybody have any other questions?
No.
All right, moving on to the facilities report. Does anybody have any, yes, thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any conversations, questions?
You're not done yet?
Thank you.
Working on it.
Pictures.
One quick question.
Sure.
On your upcoming projects or samplings of projects, in progress, the district office isn't identified for concrete work. Do you wanna just add that, or is it part of John Brown?
Yeah, Tim Hague, Facilities Director.
Thank you.
Yes, it is actually part of John Brown.
Okay, I didn't know
It's
that.
connected.
Okay, sorta.
Can we
Sorta.
can we paint the curb when it is finally
So
put in?
part of the contract is,
I hate when people park right there.
part of the contract is
It
to-
just drives me nuts. So
Replace-
please don't park there, you'll just get under my skin.
It is, to replace the fire lanes, anything that they take out as
Do you
well.
park there?
And we're also,
I have been tagged on, because I parked in a bus lane, so, and it was marked red, but it didn't have any words on it.
one of the other
so.
things, that's part of the safety plan of the concrete, was to re-mark all the lanes. But we're also, just to remind you, putting bollards in at the front so that somebody can't just drive straight up to the doors. So that was part of the safety plan that went into the planning for the concrete projects.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
I have a question, being that we're coming behind the concrete guys, I know this is sorta up a little bit, but is there any way to get lights on the sides, or do we ever get those lights to work? It's so dark on either side of the office when we leave here.
The district
They
office,
did new lights.
there
You
are new
haven't
lights
seen the
up.
Oh, I
floodlights
haven't
that
seen
you go out and you get a
them.
They're
suntan
very
over.
illuminated.
Right, they're,
There's not an issue
Before
anymore.
You'll not miss
Well, it's not necessarily on site, it's like when you're right there and it just illuminates the world.
Right,
for
but
you.
down the sides is pitch black, you couldn't see
True.
if there are 15 people standing there. That's what I'm concerned about, when you walk by, you can't see if there's somebody there or not.
Okay.
But
I'll make
that was,
note.
I was just, yeah, but thank you for the new floodlights.
A bit from our
That's-
IT
yeah,
department
IT
has
did
been
that.
installing all of that for us.
Cool.
Any further discussion, questions, comments?
No, it looks good, keep it up, thank you.
Absolutely.
I did
Thank you.
have one, just one, when I drove by, I didn't drive in to look, I was going to, but, are they excavating any of that black dirt out over there and putting down some other base before they lay the concrete, or do we know what?
Which site?
In front of the junior high?
In front of the junior high, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, so part of the contract is that they will put down suitable base and
Okay,
compact
perfect.
it, and it'll get tested, and then the
oh,
concrete will
perfect,
go in.
okay, alright, I just saw the black dirt and I thought, oh, no, we can't do that.
So what they did was they actually expanded the sidewalk, so they had to cut part of the asphalt, so there
Okay.
will be new base in that area there.
Yay, okay, perfect, yay, I'm so excited.
Is part of the contract to do any patching of the asphalt that
Yes.
gets broken along the edges?
Absolutely.
The bid process, and the bid docs were all inclusive of all of that work. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to work with a company to do that, because those are all things that I personally wouldn't have thought of. So I was very thankful that that was all inclusive.
Architects West has
Yeah.
been amazing
They've been
through the
great.
whole process.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so we have the superintendent follow-up. Thank you for that consideration and just letting us know that it will be forthcoming after school gets in session and people come back. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Massey, for doing that research for us, I appreciate it, absolutely.
What's that?
There was a request to, if we could jump to J1 under discussion items, before the meeting, so I just wanted to bring that up. Whenever you see a opportune time.
You're right. Would it be possible to get through the other old business, then we can jump down to J1? Okay, great. So we have the financial follow-up. Is there any comments or questions on the financial follow-up? Which, I think for this follow-up, you're just providing the reports you continually provide. Thank you.
I have none.
Anybody?
Nope, looks good.
Perfect. And then we have nothing for facilities follow-up, which is fine.
I got a question for facilities.
Okay.
So, do we know why they took down the tennis courts or tennis nets at the high school?
No, I don't.
Some
I saw that the other day, and I
Yeah.
don't know who took them down.
Some people were complaining.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I see Matt pretty much every night,
Yeah.
so I'll ask him about that.
I don't know if they just put them up for the year or what.
Could be.
Thank you.
You bet.
Alrighty. Now, we will go out of sequence and pop down to discussion items. J1, the district liability, property and cybersecurity insurance. And that is because we have a friend
Mr.
amongst us.
Ranstrom.
Yes.
Jessica Grantham, Chief Finance Officer, Chad Ranstrom from Morton & Sons has come to discuss the process that they undertook for bidding out insurance for the board. So I'll turn it over to Chad.
Thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board, thank you for making time for me. Appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. I know you've got a busy agenda, but appreciate you making some time.
You're welcome.
We provided you, I believe, an executive summary of our marketing efforts, and I thought I would just maybe highlight quickly that process, and then certainly stand for any questions that you might have about the process and what we went through. To give you a little background, Morton & Company has provided insurance and risk management solutions to the vast majority of Idaho public school districts and charters for over 40 years. That's a relationship that we take very seriously. We appreciate the trust and the confidence that has been given to us to make sure that we have the best possible solution for our members. Over the last 10 years, we have partnered with iCrimp as the provider for your property and liability insurance policies. And they're the third provider in the history of the program that we've used. So over that 40-year history, we've utilized three different solutions. Because of a non-renewal from iCrimp, we marketed the program very thoroughly. We approached every major provider of public entity insurance to find the best solution for the group. There's a list in the executive summary that I provided to you of the carriers that we approach. Our goal being obviously to find stable, long-term financial partners that could provide the coverage that we need in order to make sure that districts are adequately protected. As we went through that process, we also continued to negotiate with iCrimp toward a renewal, and unfortunately they made the decision to non-renew the program rather than provide competitive bids. So they weren't a potential carrier for us. We'd hope to see their competitive quote to be able to compare that with what we were able to find in the rest of the marketplace. So that did leave us with new providers. As I said, we thoroughly vetted those providers. We feel very confident that we were able to correct some issues from a coverage standpoint that had crept into the iCrimp policy form. Those were changes that iCrimp was unable to correct, but I think left our district members with some significant exposure to uninsured or underinsured losses. And we wanted to make sure that we had those resolved. And again, I outlined those in the executive summary document that were provided to you, some of them. I didn't want to bore you too much with insurance jargon, but happy to talk about any of those as well. Unfortunately, the cost was higher than your expiring premium, and we understand that cost is a very important factor when it comes to insurance. We know that you face headwinds from a budget standpoint and that every dollar counts. What I will say to you is that we did exhaustively approach the marketplace to find the very best pricing that we could in order to secure coverage for all of our members, and unfortunately that was the best that the market had to provide for this year. What I would say going forward is we've provided the new carrier partners with 10 years of data, of loss experience data for all of the membership. They've run actuarial studies. They've been very transparent with us about the way that they've built the model, and we feel like going forward we should see significantly improved cost stability for the membership based on these new partners and their financial position. So we're optimistic about that, and again understand that cost is a very important factor that we need to control, and that was our effort in going out to as many carriers as we did, was to just try and find the very best coverage that we could at the best cost. Happy to go into more detail for whatever questions you might have about the process that we went through.
Does anybody have any questions?
So the changes that you're speaking of, are those addressed in this, that's what you were addressing here in this document?
Yeah.
Okay, so what can you tell me about, the cyber liability coverage and, those types of coverages?
Those improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great question, I appreciate that. Cyber liability is of increasing concern, certainly for public schools within our program and nationwide, really globally. Public entities have become targets for cyber liability attacks. One of our goals was to increase the coverage under cyber liability. There were some limitations in the ICRIM policy that had us concerned. Primarily, one of those was the cyber extortion sublimit. So if one of our district members were put in a position where their network had been hacked, had been taken over, they'd locked you out, weren't giving you access to your data, and demanding payment in order to release that to you, ICRIM had capped the ability to pay those types of claim. And I guess I would say we never want to pay those people if we don't have to. Certainly our goal is to always find a way to not pay them. But the reality is sometimes it makes sense from a business standpoint to pay those folks and just get back to operating. So that was limited at $50,000 for the ICRIM policy. We now have up to $500,000 to make those types of payments. Again, our goal is to never use that, but having that increased flexibility we felt like was very important for members. We did have we had a situation where a member had to come out of pocket for some of those costs in a cyber breach situation because the limit just wasn't sufficient.
Yeah. So is that just ransomware or is it all monetary loss for cyber?
Great question. That's a specific sublimit dedicated to those ransom type of situations. So you have up to $1 million of coverage for a cyber event.
Okay.
And would have those available. And there are several sublimits on the policy to help with cyber liability. Is an interesting insurance product because it's a first party coverage as well as a third party coverage. So it will pay for your expenses to get back up and running and also pay for damages to third parties if they are impacted by the breach. So if you had students whose personal information was compromised, staff, those types of things, it would pay for credit monitoring, identity repair services, those types of things for third parties.
So they're two separate coverages but can be related?
They're kind of blended into one product.
So what is the overall coverage then for the full liabilities at 1.5 then?
It is 1 million is the cap
1 million is
for
the
any
cap.
one event.
And half of that, so is that in multiple payouts or a single payout?
It would be a $1 million limit per occurrence.
Okay.
And if you were to have another occurrence, you would again have that limit available for a separate occurrence.
Okay. I don't know if anybody looked at any of the statistics on that, but multi-million-dollar, big districts, little districts in 2023, 1.7 million, 1 million, 1 million, 300,000. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So far this year in the US, and this isn't everybody, this is only people who have reported, you're talking about 600 and some odd, there's $608,000 worth of demands. Utah's already saw 1.5 million, Pennsylvania 1.3, Tucson, Arizona 100,000, and that's the first quarter of this year. People who reported. Many times it goes unreported until there's some major disaster. So I know we like to think that we're immune to it, but we're not. I hope we never get in that spot, and I agree with you, we don't want to pay them, but depending on what they're doing,
You may have to.
and how much they
and one
damage
of the
they cause.
Sorry. One of the nice things about our new provider is that they're going to give us access to an online portal. So we've partnered with AXA for the cyber liability coverage. They're one of the top 5 global insurance groups in the world. So they have an online portal where you'll be able to access loss prevention resources, trainings for your employees, and they also have a list of vetted vendors that you can plug into if you were to have a cyber breach, so that you're not scrambling, wondering who can I trust to get this problem taken care of for me. You'll be able to hopefully just plug into those resources and get back up and running as fast as possible. But we continue to have conversations with our members around controls and data backup and all of those things that can help minimize the impact of a
Sure.
loss. I mean, if we're able to have a current data backup off-site that we can grab and utilize without a lot of lost work, then that makes that situation much more favorable for our members. So we certainly appreciate the efforts of you and other districts to try and mitigate that exposure as
Yeah,
much as you can.
absolutely, yeah.
Stating that they offer classes, et cetera, or trainings or whatnot, with the different coverages that are covered, is there a way that possibly utilizing those services would offer a discounted rate?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so cyber liability carriers generally are looking, there's a couple of answers to that. If your controls are better, and if as a group our controls are better, that certainly does help our pricing. So it isn't structured in such a way that if you do this, then there's a 5% discount. If you do this, there's a 7% discount. But it's obviously going to help our loss experience. It's going to drive that experience down. It's going to give us a story to tell as we go to negotiate with those carriers in terms of, hey, here's what we're doing. We've got dual multi-factor authentication. We have EDR in place, all of these controls. The more of that we have, the better story we have to tell, which will drive pricing down as loss experience improves.
Okay.
I think those were the only questions I had regarding the information.
Anyone else?
No, we're good.
Wheels are turning.
Question?
Yeah, do you have any questions?
Is your dad Alan?
My dad is Alan. How could you tell?
Us do.
How could you tell?
Wow. Tell him hi from Bob Jones.
I will. Thank you for that. Yeah. My dad was in the business for several decades.
Long time,
So,
long time.
yes. I had a good mentor, for sure.
Great guy.
Yeah, I agree. Big shoes to fill, certainly.
Well, it appears we have no more questions, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
the
for your
insights.
time.
Thank you.
Moving back up to H, we have the consent agenda. We have the minutes of the previous meeting, minutes of subcommittee meetings to be accepted, HR items, and regular and special bills. Do we have any conversation needing to be held on the minutes of the previous meetings?
I had one thing. Where was it? I think it's just on the 6/25 board meeting. Jessica Grantham's name is spelled incorrectly a couple times in that document. So if you could make sure that that is corrected. That's anything. No,
Okay.
that's all.
Any conversation or questions to be had on the minutes of the subcommittee meeting?
No.
Okay. I think Shannon Ryder was also there, but I don't recall. A policy, yes.
Not for that one, it was just Shannon, Laponte.
I didn't come last week.
Okay, thank you. Correct. Appreciate it.
Hold on.
See too many faces. Okay, Mary's on there. Okay, perfect. And then moving on to the HR items. Any questions, comments, or conversations to be had on the HR items?
So you had a staff member added?
Oh, yes. We did, we interviewed Tom Dobson. Thank you. And extensive background. He's worked in, he actually has a really good background in HVAC and facility maintenance. Moved here about 9 years ago from Ephrata, just looking for a nice local job, and the guy has just hit the ground running. He's already been in the HVAC systems, fine-tuned a couple of machines that were vibrating a little bit. Well worth the pickup.
Awesome.
Good.
But I do have another open position now.
Okay.
We just had a resignation on Friday, Josh Kaplan. And we put in a rec, but he's on his vacation through the end of the month, so we'll be looking at filling that position next.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other conversations to have on the HR items? Anybody?
I do not.
Alright, regular and special bills?
I have done.
Okay.
Since Mr. Ranstrom's still here, will our new coverage, will that cover notary bonds? It does? Okay, so we need to make sure that we're not purchasing notary bonds for anybody that
Is it
outside
notary?
of that, so
Perfect.
get with him, please. Thank you. I know they're not super expensive, but it's just another dollar saved.
Yep.
On we paid for the lift gate charge for an LMS delivery. Do we have any facilities within the district that we could be having stuff delivered to that doesn't require a lift gate for delivery? That we could then move it to the appropriate place after it's been delivered?
Unfortunately, we don't have a loading dock anywhere.
Anywhere.
So my office has a very small, maybe the size of this table. I've actually been able to take a delivery there, but if the truck doesn't have the appropriate equipment, it has to have a lift gate. We don't have anything with a ramp. The only forklift we have is on our skid steer.
Doesn't food service?
They do.
They do have a dock,
They have a dock, yeah.
but it's not where you can bring a
It's a
forklift
very,
into.
and
Okay.
We could utilize a full-size loading dock, but again, we don't have the equipment to unload anything either.
Okay. Okay. I just was curious.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
still meeting in the afternoon. Okay. I would like to clarify, I'm sorry for the acquisition for the new person that we hired on. It was actually filling an empty slot. So we didn't add a body, we just filled it over.
Right.
Right.
a vacant position.
Vacant position, thank you. Old vacant.
He's just trying to reassure that there was no extra budget.
Exactly.
I
Thank
think
you.
they're kinda tired of me in these meetings, right? Like, hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
That was the only questions I had.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Tim, before you sit down.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
There's an item on here for electrical service for the Timberlake High School field house, $13,000.
I'll defer to Jessica.
That is being, Trustee Jones, that's being funded out of the field house account. So it still runs through, this, if you look at the
So
summary.
that's the new field house?
Yep, that's the new
Okay,
field house,
all right,
yep.
all right.
If you look at the summary, on the first page, that Fund 231, there was actually $27,000, or not, $27,000 of expenses there. 13,000 of that was for the field house.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I just.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
we're,
wasn't sure that's
we're
what-
making sure that everything that goes to the field house is charged to the field house revenue, so.
Thank you.
Any further questions, comments, or conversations on the bills?
No, ma'am.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Well, I will entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to new business, we have First, our board policy. We have policy 1510, 3370, 3410. The school board meeting procedure, that was asked to be revisited because, the attendance at the agenda planning meetings is growing, and the policy didn't necessarily allow for that. So, traditionally, the agenda is set between the board chair and the superintendent. Other district administration have been in attendance. Occasionally, the vice chair has been in attendance just to sort of learn the ropes to be able to have a voice at the table. But there was nothing that allowed for that within the policy. So that was brought back to be, to include language that did allow for other persons to participate in agenda planning. And if you look at the red lettered edition, there was minor changes, but it was just specific to that language. So, do we have any comments or conversation on that policy?
So that's the only change. That's the only change.
Yeah, if
There's
you
some
scroll through it, there's a few more
grammar
red letters.
things and-
Yeah,
I see that, but.
yeah, but that was the
That's
purpose.
substantive change.
Yes.
I guess my only caution in the whole thing is that being that we're taking, you know, a representative here and a representative here, other than maybe a vice chair attending, I actually haven't been to one, because of the policy, I didn't wanna show up. My concern is that all of that, you guys are the funnels,
Right.
so everything should be coming to you anyways.
Mhm.
You know, if the board wants something, we have to send an email to you or to people or
Correct.
whatever, and what, you know, the superintendent has or whomever, might be under him. I mean, I don't wanna go back to the way the agendas were, that's my concern. You know, and, I mean, it is the board's agenda. Of course, traditionally, it's between the superintendent and the board, but that's my only thing. I don't wanna show up in it. I mean, it's taken us so long to get it somewhat nailed down and everything coming on time instead of sitting in a meeting and getting all the attachments,
Right.
you know. I mean, I guess you can try it and see how it goes, but I don't think it should be a free-for-all.
Well, and I don't think that it will be. It says that they have to be invited. They have to be invited by the board chair or the superintendent. So.
Right.
It's fair to assume they wouldn't be invited unless there was something substantive that they would have to offer.
What was that?
They're not a
What did you say?
spectator.
I didn't hear what did you say?
I don't think they're a spectator, I think they would be
Right,
there
right.
because they had a purpose for inviting them.
Well, and in defense of attendees, there was a breakdown in communication within the district staff, and so they weren't getting the information they needed, and they didn't feel like what they wanted on the agenda was actually being brought. So just to sort of alleviate the whole last minute urgency, other district employees have been coming just to make sure that we're not forgetting anything. And I have a feeling though that once, you know, Randy gets his feet under himself, Rusty, Randy, Bob, you know, whomever, Dan, it's all good. Sir, well, I was gonna call Mr. Taylor, and so that just threw me off. Anyway, once our new superintendent gets his feet underneath them, I think it will be smooth sailing again, and we will be constantly making forward movement. But I do think it's advantageous for the assistant superintendent to have experience because, you know, Jake's not been in this role, and Ramona has not.
And it makes sense, whoever the second in
Correct,
chain
yeah,
in
correct.
each instance, could be forced into that position because of
Correct.
your illness or
Right.
some other
Correct.
catastrophe or
Correct.
whatever, so that makes sense. I would move to approve.
Second. Right, so we have a motion to approve policy 1510. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to search and seizures. This policy, along with 3410, had been worked and whatnot, but then the board sent it back to the committee because there was some, what is the word? Not inconsistencies, but there wasn't, there were inconsistencies between the two policies. What we did add was the breathalyzer form. I do think we need to have some conversation on that. It was drafted. I'm not sure, Jake, did you draft this for us, or?
I did not.
Excuse
Okay.
me, Chair Thompson.
Yes.
So Sierra and I had actually drafted
Okay.
his form,
Perfect.
and we did send it out to the principals for their input.
Oh, okay.
So it is a very, very rough draft.
Oh,
So
okay.
there were just a couple highlighted questions in the document,
Okay.
as far as things that the board would prefer or not prefer.
Correct.
So I tried to highlight those
Okay.
questions in the document itself.
Thank you. So the consent form, the policy committee didn't do it. We tasked it off to the clerk. Because there is concern that, with respect to the fact that breathalyzers are being used, there was concern, do parents actually know this is occurring, that their children are subjected to this, etc. And so it was asked that a breathalyzer consent form be created, and that parents be made aware of the search and seizure policy and the 3410 on an annual review when they register their kiddos, that they check that they've read it, and complete the breathalyzer parent consent form. So I say all that to say there were minor changes in the verbiage, other than to make sure that they did cross over with the same language.
Are we having discussion or?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, my only comment with the breathalyzer, whatever the board decides to do, obviously I'm sure everyone's in agreement that we probably should have council look at this to make sure that
Okay.
it's all okay, yeah.
So,
And then my other question would be is who's doing it? Do we supply training? Do we have calibrated equipment? I mean, I assume we do, if we're using it, we can prove that.
well, there is kind of a different dynamic in the fact that what we've discovered is that, you know, Lakeland is consistently using it.
Right.
For their events, like the Battle for the Paddle, for dances, those type of controlled structured events, they do use it. Timberlake, however, doesn't.
Mhm.
And so there was concern about the fact that if we make this uniform, you know, you've got one school that's not or may use it more selectively than Lakeland does, and whether or not we need it to become all-inclusive, that this is just standard norm
Mhm.
for the district,
Mm.
or are we still allowing autonomy and they can selectively choose when they use it? So I think I agree with you that legal probably needs to weigh in on both policies and the form to make sure we're not completely out of line with anything that we're.
Yeah, and then I mean,
Same.
if we're gonna use something like that, I mean, I know law enforcement, like it has to be calibrated, you have to be trained in it, you can't, I mean, the person performing it has to carry those,
The straws. for
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, the whole thing, so.
Well, and apparently the way Lakeland started in on this path was there was an incident, if I recall correctly, there was an incident at a Battle for the Paddle incident when the Sandpoint kiddos came
Mhm.
and they were intoxicated. So it was an agreement between the two schools.
Mhm.
And which is, I think, part of the concern that we didn't even have policy governing it
Right,
and
right.
were parents notified. So just drawing it out, making it crystal clear so that everybody's on board knowing what we're doing. But I do think it would be beneficial to have legal
Yeah.
I
review
agree.
both of these to make sure, and the form, to make sure that we're not overstepping or understepping or stepping on.
Move to table, these two policies.
It would be-
3410 and the
Yeah.
breathalyzer consent.
Pending legal review.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to table 3370, 3410, and the breathalyzer form. And a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next, we have the Chief Financial Officer job description.
Where did this come
Jessica Grantham and Brooke Cunningham. It's on the form. So they'd like to update the CFO to become a CFOO. Okay.
And let me see.
Brooke, would
Yes.
you mind, Brooke and Jessica, y'all can mosey up to the podium. So are you asking for this, job title change, because of the fact that the CFO oversees certain departments?
Yeah.
So you feel it merits the change?
Yes, when we hired Jessica Grantham, previous CFO ended up, was in charge of operations. When we hired Jessica, we just wanted to take that off her plate and have her focus completely on the financial aspect of it. As we went on, we found that she definitely held a lot of talents, was able to juggle everything. She gradually started taking in some of those programs and started out with base. She had food service, and then when Dr. Pasley resigned, they decided just to transfer all those back to her.
So we took facilities on in November and then took on IT, with Dr. Pasley's resignation.
I thought Tim was the superintendent of facilities.
He is.
The director.
The
He's a director.
So then she just oversees, she basically oversees Tim in
Okay.
that aspect, and it's all those departments are tied to finance, and that's why it made the most sense. A lot of the business managers in the areas do oversee operations.
Correct. Is it correct to conclude that when Jessica applied for the job, there was an understanding that she would oversee the departments because that was part of the job description?
That
Or
wasn't
are
what
you
was
s-
brought to us, if I remember
Right.
correctly, it was going to be the superintendent's responsibility, and that's why she was being paid significantly less, if you will, than the previous CFO.
Oh, well,
That was part of
There's
it.
no ask for
There
a
is,
change in financial compensation with this. It's just
No, I understand that.
reflecting the work that's actually being done.
Well, I understand that, but what my question is with the job description that you reviewed and applied for, did it include oversight of other
The only one that I
departments?
included was nutrition services.
Question. I understand what you're trying to do. My concern is, was we moved to change this, put in process before Mr. Taylor came on board. And so then becomes the question of whether or not Mr. Taylor is in court. And, you know, he's had little chance to really review that sort of thing. I would move that we table this until the superintendent has a chance to review it all.
Yeah, and can we talk about it in executive session? I think it would be more appropriate in executive session and then bring the job description for just the job description approval. I think we need to have more discussion on it.
Okay, discussing the job description in executive session?
Yes.
Okay,
I mean, we can accept, I was just, Bob already made a motion.
Right,
So
right.
I will second Bob's motion, I'm just saying that I would feel more comfortable if we continued this discussion if we did it in executive session.
okay, will do. On that note, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to the next job description, which is the controller job description. Tabling off of what, tabling is not the right word, but following after Bob. Rusty, have you had a chance to review this?
I have, I'm gonna be very honest with the board, I've had a chance to glance through it, and Jessica and I had a conversation about the change.
Okay.
You know, we've talked about it before, we talked in the meetings, I'm all about your sandbox, and Jessica, she knows she's defining those sandboxes, and I think this is further defines on what she needs and wants, and it also, in lieu of what you said, Chairman Thompson, in regards to, you know, trying to change policy to reflect what we do, I think she's done a really good job of reflect that information with this position, and I think it's warranted.
Okay. So is it my understanding that we would be adding this position and getting rid of the accounting specialist?
So Chair Thompson, we were advised to keep both just in case we wanted to use that job description down the road. But yes, at this point, the accounting specialist, my recommendation would be to accept this job description and have the current accounting specialist assume the controller title and controller job description, as that's the work that she's currently performing on a daily basis.
I would like more information. I would like to see a chart, an org chart, who's reporting to who, names, and also salaries. Because we're switching people by titles, and I'd like to have a better view of what we're actually doing.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
If I may, Chair, may I speak? We were actually, in the process of creating an organizational chart, but we felt like we couldn't create it without your permission. So that's why we're trying to define this, and from there we bring the organizational chart to you, and it would show you exactly that order.
We have an org chart.
We do.
We do, but we want to make a few changes, obviously.
Okay.
Based off of the change that we were trying to do with Jessica's, you know, and lump all those departments in there, and then along with the operational.
I don't have a problem with us establishing the position of a controller or the qualifications, etc. But I don't know anywhere where a controller would be hired without either a bachelor's or a master's degree. It's a very astute position, and there is a lot of education that goes into holding that title, and I don't think our job description reflects that. I struggle sometimes that we will create our job description for the person that's currently holding what we think they're doing that we would equate it to, where then if that person leaves, we have, in my opinion, an ineffective job description, especially when we're minimizing the qualifications for a position as significant as controller. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have that position, and I'm not saying that Chelsea isn't doing that job. I have no problem if the person in that position is doing the job, but I think the job qualifications, you need to take the person out of sight of who's actually doing it and then prepare the job description for that actual position. Does that make sense? Okay. So on that note, I mean, it needs to be revised to include sufficient qualifications, which would include either a bachelor's degree and preferably a master's degree.
Understanding of gap understanding of GASB,
Yeah.
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And typically a controller doesn't assist with several of these tasks they're actually in charge of. They're controlling.
Yes.
They're controlling these tasks, so they're not just assisting with things. So that was my heartburn with this job description. So I will move that we table this.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, you're abstaining. Okay. So 4 in favor, 1 abstaining. Motion carries. Returning classified staff. Do we have
This
any?
is an action item to approve the returning staff. Is that what we're?
I assume so.
And we have,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
For Cunningham, Director of HR, yes, this is a standing agenda item each year, just as it is with the teacher contracts and everything else.
Just double checking.
Yep.
It didn't have any
A page.
memo or
The
anything on
page.
the front of
Oh,
it.
Sorry,
so that's,
no memo, I
so
apologize.
That's all right.
Do we have any conversation, questions, comments?
No.
move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to the bus.
One real quick.
Go ahead.
This aligns with our schedule, right? Cool. Okay. Thank you.
It doesn't tie,
Our
just
Our
so you're the CFO, it doesn't.
personnel schedule that we approved in the budget. I was just
Oh,
making
gotcha,
sure that
gotcha.
this
Okay.
aligns with that. Make sure that there's no more positions in this than there were.
So the position control, if you do look at the numbers from the budget hearing, you'll notice that the FTE in this packet that was presented to you tonight is less. That's because we do have several vacant positions that were not included in there because there's not a person in that role at the moment.
Perfect.
So,
Okay.
but it's all.
These are
within-
returning
yes,
ones,
yes.
but it aligns with
Yes.
that. Perfect. Thank you. Move to approve.
A second.
Oh, did somebody already else?
I think
Sorry.
Bob did.
Bob
And
did.
we
All right.
voted. Thank you.
And we
Randy.
voted. Oh yeah, that was a
So
follow-up question. I'm
confused.
sorry.
It's okay.
That's all right, I'm seconding your
Goodness.
motion, that's fine. I'm all about it.
Ramona's on my crazy bus.
And I'm just a deer in the headlights. Alrighty. Moving on to the bus route approval.
Jessica Daynard, Transportation Director. So we were tasked with absorbing some routes to meet our budget cuts for this new school year. We were able to cut 5 routes by increasing our safety busing walk score from 50 to 56, making some more non-transportation zones and decreasing the amount of side roads that we were traveling on. I went out and reevaluated all of our safety zones in our walk areas, and the district leadership team was involved in deciding that new score of 56 instead of 50. So, if you guys have any questions?
So
I did separate out the previous non-transportation zones that we already had last school year, and then the new ones that we're asking for this year to make the route times work.
Okay, so there will be some additional safety busing, not safety busing, but
Non-transportation zones,
non-transportation
yep.
zones. And do we know, or can you anticipate how many of those might require payment as a result of that?
I can tell you how many kids were there last school year.
Okay.
I know that with the amount of kids that are in those areas, there's definitely not that many that were riding our bus, but that's not to say that they'll come back and ask for in lieu of transportation
They're
money
eligible
now.
to do that.
Yeah, yeah. We did try to keep in mind, like, the non-transportation zones that we were making, they are the shorter ones than we could have made, so we definitely were thinking that far ahead. But
Can you just summarize for us where those are located?
which ones? Yeah. So, Three Forks out in Hauser, we won't be going past Hauser Lake Road.
Okay.
There's 16 students out there. Rice Road in Hauser, we won't be going west of Burdette, that's 23 students out there. North Rimrock Road, which is north of Ohio Match Road, there's 15 students out there. Ohio Match Road east of Rimrock, there's 9 students. Garwood Road east of Rimrock, there's 13 students. Lancaster Road, we drive about 4 miles into Coeur d'Alene School District area to get one stop, and we had one little kindergartner right there last year. So this year we're gonna stay in our zone and go up Strayhorn. So there's approximately 7 students out there. And then Twin Lakes Road, west of Dockside and Windler, there's 7 students out there.
Thank
So
you.
those are the additions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have a total of all those students?
I have a question with respect to, the, route within Twin Lakes Village.
Mhm.
Why are we, I mean, isn't that, sufficiently close to Twin Lakes Elementary for the elementary students?
Yeah, they're in the walk zone.
Okay,
Mhm.
so how
I think we
many-
made that a non-transportation zone the year before, if I remember correctly. I remember,
Previously, okay, gotcha,
that's what it was.
okay.
If I reevaluated that zone, I'm sure it would be under the threshold. We just haven't reevaluated it since we made it a non-transportation zone.
Okay.
Well, the whole village is within a mile and a half.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So only secondary
Yeah.
students would qualify for busing.
Yeah, and now there's those little exit roads that come out on Rice. I think when the village was first
Yeah.
built, I don't think that
Yeah,
those were there.
those were not open
Yeah,
originally.
so they would have to come out around the highway.
I thought when we were sitting at the table, you had concluded that there would be like 9 or 11 routes we could, eliminate. Did we do that?
That was if we were to drastically increase our walk zone number and hold special needs students to their zone, we were able to possibly cut one special needs route, but that was not doable, cause we have students that meet requirements that have to go to other elementary schools.
Okay.
Do you have, just out of curiosity, a single map with all these routes highlighted on it that we could have?
I could send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It'd be a little blurry with everything on
fine.
there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you.
Mhm.
Is there any further conversation we'd like to have on the bus route, schedules or routes? Mr. Bob?
No, I move to approve the bus routes, as presented and the non-transportation zones identified.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Okay, moving on to the plant facilities re-budget.
Jessica Greentham, Chief Finance Officer. First, can I just say I appreciate all the work that Jessica D has done for that transportation zone conversation. We usually bring that to you in August. It was a big lift for her, like it always is, but to take the time to really, she sat, I don't know for how many hours watching kids walk and observing all the things that she had to do to make this work. So I just want to personally thank her for all the work that she put into bringing that documentation to you at this point in time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we only had one bid come through for the flooring. I was a little confused because I know at the last meeting, you had talked about going to the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative, which meant that if we bought the product, it would be, or at least I understood it to be that if we bought the product, it was gonna be like $200,000+. But now we have a bid and only one bid, from Great Floors Commercial.
This is, sorry, Tim Hague, Facilities Director. This is actually through the Sourcewell contract. So
Okay.
Mohawk Flooring, I worked with them for the last few months on the product, what would be the best fit for the schools, and the best pricing that we could get for longevity. And Great Floors just happens to be their installer. So I work directly with Mohawk Flooring, which is the preferred, they won the contract federally for flooring.
Okay.
Tell them about the carpet.
Tell them about the carpet?
Yeah.
I should have brought the sample in.
Didn't you
You
have
should.
it sitting in Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
So the Mohawk rep, just by happenstance, lives locally here. They have 3 different grades of carpet tile that you can put in schools. One is the cheap grade that is not gonna give you longevity. One is the mid grade, and the next one up, all looks the same, but the next one up is I wanna say genetically modified, but it's on a molecular level.
Bioengineered.
Yes. On a molecular level, it actually hides dirt so that you can't see it, and you cannot stain it unless you use a petroleum product. So she brought me these samples of beige carpet, similar to your color of your sweater, dipped in red Kool-Aid in a jar. And you take it out and you squirt it with water and the Kool-Aid comes out. It's only cleaned with water, and it's
No shampoo.
no shampoo,
No
no chemicals,
residues.
no residues. It's got the felt backing, and it's a tile so it can be popped out and replaced. They have not had a warranty claim on this in 20 years. It is put in schools all throughout the nation. So cost-wise, it's a little bit more for the product, but for maintenance, significantly decreased over the life of the product. And again, we're using water instead of any kind of chemicals in the schools. So.
Yeah, those modernization funds, we should just do all the schools right now.
Except
With
we
it.
can't use flooring.
Do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not meet the IRS guidelines to do flooring, so.
Stupid.
It's so dumb when they haven't had claims in 20 years. I mean,
So
just-
longevity of the
Yeah.
product is 20 years.
Yeah,
But on an IRS,
on there.
it's less than 7 for their
Dang
depreciation.
it.
Um,
Alright.
But it is an amazing product,
Yeah,
and
that's
it does
cool.
have to be ordered in bulk for this amount.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have enough for us to do like the middle school. So that's in process right now.
That carpet has already been ordered, it was already an approved project. Tim is taking care of the subfloor,
Yes.
yep, so.
We're doing this in more than one building.
Right now, this is just for Betty Keeper Elementary. We do have money budgeted for carpet continuation at other schools. However, this carpet would not match the other schools. Betty Keeper was initially brought to the board at the July 18th plant facilities levy discussion. At that time, we were given a number of $100,000 for this project to recarpet the whole building. Obviously, that's not enough money. So that's why we're here before you. Recommendation for this is there is some places that we can pull from within the plant facility budget to facilitate this. Another consideration is postponing Betty Keeper, which I know is not a popular opinion, but completing the other carpet projects first that we've already started. Some of them 6 years ago, and finishing those schools first before moving on to doing a complete recarpet at another building.
Yeah.
So we approved 100,000, that's what was brought to us for
Yeah.
Betty Keeper.
Mhm.
So the one quote I'm looking at, it's 97,000, why is the 100,000 not enough?
Cause page 1 is 137,000 plus the 97,000.
I have them split it between labor and product.
So there's
Oh,
the
gotcha.
carpet and then the labor to
Oh,
install.
okay.
So the carpet's only 137, the labor to install is 97.
Oh, I see, so we're looking at a total of 230,000.
Correct.
To
Are they doing the
recarpet
gym?
the whole building,
No?
Right,
Yeah,
to
no.
do the whole building,
No.
but we
with the
have,
exception of the gym
And the library.
and the library.
and the library. But this is just the one product. We don't have quotes for the middle of the road product. It's
Instead of
for the
higher,
very
it's
top
middle.
product.
Oh, I have it. We didn't provide it because the cost difference wasn't that much, and it's actually will cost more in the long run for cleaning materials, and I'd be more than happy to present that.
Just for a side note, this board has always asked for all the information to be provided. so that, I mean, we understand what your recommendation is, but providing us with all the other documentation
Sure.
allows us to have a whole picture.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're about $135,000 short.
And they've given a recommendation at the.
And I will say this project cannot be completed this year. There's no way.
At this point in time, to order the product and get it installed, it would be a next summer project.
I would move to postpone this project for a year.
I'll
Let's do it.
second that with the $100,000 staying
Yes.
to Betty Kiefer. I mean, unless the board decides otherwise, I don't want the money moved. But that would be, is that all right, Bob?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Editing your motion to add that the money the board already approved stays with Betty Kiefer
Oh,
unless
yeah,
it
yeah,
comes
yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine, I'll include that in the motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second. Do we need any further discussion?
No.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Now you can get all that other stuff down.
On a side note, how, if we were able to find the funding, and make this a project for next year, how much leeway or head time do you need, or does Mohawk need to be able to order the product to ensure that it would be completed before school starts?
I would say springtime,
So
March.
Okay. Thank you.
And the reason for that is so we can get the same dye lot, no matter what
Correct.
product.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you both very much. Moving on to the furniture and equipment surplus items. Do we have any conversation?
What will be your methods to surplus these out?
We have a website called Public Surplus, Public Purchase.
There's several.
Yeah.
So the vehicles, we're looking at Post Falls Auto Auction, it's local. We'd probably get a better return than putting them on the surplus site.
Yep.
But there are school surplus sites that we put the desks, the file cabinets and so on and so
I'm
forth.
surprised that we ended up with all those extra file cabinets. Do you have any idea how that happened?
Because we're trying to go paperless, and not have so much paper. A lot of stuff is stored digitally.
People don't print out paper, dinosaur.
Some people still do.
Excuse me, here, I got paper.
She's got paper.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, man, Randy.
Wow.
I'm just teasing.
Point of order, please.
I inherited a warehouse full of them.
Yeah, well, I saw the picture and they look in pretty good shape actually. And
But nobody
And,
wants
uh,
them.
And there's another local auction site out of Post Falls. That's not Post Falls Auto Auction. That we.
Premier auctions or
Yeah, it's
something.
Premier. Rhineland no longer does it. They closed. So that's right. Yeah, Rhineland's closed, but there's another one on Beck Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Move to approve.
I have a question. In these pictures, is that aluminum? Is that irrigation line laying there?
No.
Yep.
And that's,
Believe it is.
what is it, I mean, is it more to scrap it or is it better to sell it? I mean, I don't know how many
Depends
people are
how much
doing.
it's worth. It depends.
Right. I would put it out there for surplus and we could set a cap on it, like.
I mean, do we know what the scrap is for aluminum?
We could reach out to, what's her name? Ryan, no,
Kern.
Kern, thank you. Kern.
Her.
Kern
Kern.
Recycling, yeah.
Yes, her.
Like, I know what
It's like pennies.
They should break out that pipe.
Yeah, I moved many lines in that pipe. Alfalfa fields before there were wheels.
Maybe you'd like to have it for a keepsake.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Just a question, if a teacher were to want a file cabinet, could they reach out and get the flyers on
Absolutely.
it?
We would love to give them.
Yes,
to the teachers.
I'll even deliver it.
We would be happy to clear out the warehouse.
And this other stuff like the cedar and all this stuff, that you're not getting rid of that, right? That just happened to be in the picture?
The siding? No,
Yeah.
I
There's a
definitely
pile.
wanna get rid of that.
No, there's, so it looks like there's some fascia or siding laying there, but next to that is a cedar, a tractor implement, and it looks like there's a sprayer next to that.
No, I don't have the sprayer.
Or the cedar that's there either, that cone, that yellow cone.
Cedar,
Cedar.
C-E-E-D.
It's a ice, it's a ice.
S.
ice.
Oh, yeah, not
Like
S.
cedar, like just
I was
grassy.
thinking
Grassy,
C-E-A-R.
not
Cedar,
cedar. but-
It's a ice.
not seed.
Ice melt
A grass-
Ice melt, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it's
Yeah,
for,
no.
they might put ice melt, but that is made to
Right,
spread
spread.
seed.
No, I do not wanna get rid of that.
Okay, because they're in the pictures, I'm like, okay.
I think there was a
Thank you for
list.
correcting
There
myself.
was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm having a moment there.
Pictures,
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it was
it's
a
a
great
nice-
night last night.
It is, but
Now
one
we're
of
all
the
running.
things
I know.
Who's
You
the
did
most done?
indicate you were gonna keep some of those desks.
Correct.
You know, how many total are there, how many are we keeping?
There's well over 100, and honestly, I thought about keeping maybe 10, because over the last year.
There's
oh, I'm sorry,
350.
350.
Yeah, approximately.
Well over.
Well over
That's
100.
well over.
Yep, significantly.
We've reached out to the schools and the teachers last year to see if anybody could use them. We had Timberlake and I believe Lakeland Middle School did take us up on a couple of them. Other than that,
Are there any stored in the schools that you're aware
not that I'm aware of, I think they all ended up in my shop
of, in your shop?
or my Connex.
It does sound like potentially some of the schools have some.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say that I believe that every school keeps a certain amount. So
Oh,
it's
yes.
just for day to day. I'm confident to say that at least for the elementary schools, it's less than 20 though. It's not a huge number.
Yeah.
They don't have a huge surplus, but he's absolutely correct. They keep like a couple out back for broken replacements.
Well, I'm just concerned, and I just wanna share this one little thought, because I've been through this experience in the past. We surplus a bunch of stuff, and all of a sudden we get a request for 14 desks.
Right.
We don't have them, because we just surplused them all. So I don't wanna be in that position.
No, and that's why I said I wanted to keep a few back as well.
So,
We'll keep the nice.
Wait till it's surplus.
Yes. we'll keep-
Underhanded way of getting new desks.
There's no money for that, so the answer is
Cool,
no.
thank you.
That's the budget, we'll
Yeah.
check.
Somebody that can say no.
I've said no a lot.
I know you have.
You do all the time, what are you talking about?
That's good.
I was
He's
gonna
really
say,
Yeah.
especially to me.
There you go.
Correct.
Why are they saying like that?
Right.
Well, I broke.
did somebody down there make a motion?
I did.
Dave did.
Yeah, we have not
Can-
had a
Pause.
second, we've had.
Are we
full
now using
conversation.
all of the plows that are
No,
lined
as
up
a
up
matter
there?
of fact, all those plows you see along the fence are inoperable. So they all need to go to, I believe it's Titan or American. And Eagle, thank you, and be gone through. I have one that I know that works, and it's right in front of my office, and we have one truck that it can hook up to. Believe we have one other truck that can take a plow.
And the board did approve with the budget, the purchase of 2 vehicles out of the local facility funds account. So we are looking to make sure that they would be able to be equipped with a plow.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So yes, that
So I
is one
do
of the
wanna
conditions.
get them operable, and if we get the new vehicles, then they would be outfitted with plows as well. Yes.
Second your motion.
Thank you.
Yep.
About time.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. I have a real quick question though.
Sure.
We're getting rid of 2 containers?
No, I'm sorry, it's the scoreboards that are attached to the
That are
side
leaning
to
up
it.
against
Whatever. Oh, it's those,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
No, I need my containers.
In the future, I'll make sure we
I
highlight.
know.
It's cool.
Have we gotten rid of all of the rental cars?
Oh, yeah.
We have.
Yep.
We have one left, it's at Food Services,
Okay.
and I am cleaning out one which is part of this because it's the old bleachers.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take over there and swap it out.
And that will be the last rental.
Yay, thank you.
They're all gone except the one.
Yay. We were kind of told they could never happen because too much stuff.
It's
I'm so happy.
Yes.
That was part of the levy cuts, so that, we worked
Yeah,
really hard to get those done, we just have the
that.
one
It's
that
in
didn't get out of here
one
before the
print.
end of the school year.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, thank you both.
For the record, I don't hate Connexes, I just didn't like renting them. I have one at my house, so I just don't like the idea of us spending money every month or
Just to hold
renting
stuff.
hold stuff that we're not using. It just, yeah, okay.
The old stuff is going away.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we are to the last item, which is the clerk request, for items.
My question is, is there nothing anywhere in the district that could satisfy these wants? Does anybody know? Nobody knows.
I don't know. Could be.
Surely there's a bookcase somewhere.
We have filing cabinets if you want that. Need it?
I already have one, I need to get rid of it.
One more.
What's on the list?
Susan, like it's a.
The only thing I would like to just throw out there is that if a person is not comfortable in what they're sitting in to work, they don't work. It becomes miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with when you're on the computer with the keyboard. I think that is extremely important.
I move to approve it.
Second.
Okay,
The entire request,
inclusive of the Kindle and the Remarkable.
one or the other.
One or the.
Do we have any idea what the total dollar value of this is?
It's about $300, 280 and 40, 310, somewhere in there.
310?
That doesn't include the Remarkable or Kindle.
It's $314.92 for the bookshelf, chair mat, chair, and keyboard. The other two items, the Kindle or the Remarkable, was to increase efficiency in performance.
So will this be paid for out of the board's budget?
Yep.
It will.
Well, the whole budget is the board's budget, if you think about it.
The Board of Education.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know. What?
Funny thing is, every time somebody changes office, they get a whole new entourage. I mean,
Yeah.
the office is more, many times in 6 years, so, I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, so she's comfortable, but there isn't a price for the, how much do the Kindles or the Remarkables run? Do you know what the price is on them?
So it's variable. I included screenshots on those.
Yeah, we can't read them though.
Oh, you can't?
It's,
It's too
it
small.
pixelates if you get it big enough to.
So it goes anywhere between, I think, the, can I do that without it? Well, I guess I can too. Oh, well, it does.
Do we not have, iPads that will do the same thing? Or,
I am unsure if we have iPads that will do the same thing, but if they do, that's fantastic.
okay,
No, not IT. I know we have some iPads, cause we have them for sports, for recording. So,
Okay.
I know IT has them, at the high school at least.
right, so, my second was for those items that are monetized on the list, that's what I was seconding. I think for the Kindle or the Scribe, let's check and see if we have a iPad or something.
Yeah.
And then if not, we can revisit, that would be
Revisit.
my suggestion.
Yeah, those were just more
Right.
maybe if.
Special request.
Special
Right.
request,
Right.
but yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, even a lot of laptops and those little Chromebooks, even a lot of those still have a tablet function that would do the same thing too, so.
Yeah.
Maybe we have something laying around that you can use to do that.
I'm just a writer.
If not, I get that, if not, we could probably find a refurb one for, because
Oh, yeah,
the Goodwill's loaded with them
I
online.
think I have one at home, you know.
that works for me.
Thank you for your donation.
So we have a motion for and a second for the 4 items of the bookshelf, the chair mat, the chair, and the keyboard. And we have a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to discussion items, we've already did J1, let's move on to the handbooks. There was.
And can I say that I appreciate you bringing that to the board, because in theory, the district has, the CFO, she has, what it was the amount, $10,000 something, they could've just ordered it for you, but thank you for bringing it to us and asking.
My budget was cleared to give to the guidance and health department this year.
What is that?
The guidance and health department, my budget and the finance department was given to guidance and health to purchase AED pads.
Oh, okay. So we don't have any budget for any technology or any office stuff or we don't have a budget for any
There's
of that?
a small amount at the district, and the district administration budget, but it's
Okay.
not very much.
Okay. All right, everybody hear that?
Can we get the new motto incorporated into the student handbook?
Absolutely. Yeah.
The new model.
Motto.
Oh, motto.
Motto.
I said model. No, I got a bum here. You're talking right into it.
Chairman,
I
Chairman
told you.
Thomas, may I speak?
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, with the advisement that I got today, I would like to get started on the mission, vision statement if we could, and hopefully we can revamp that too.
Absolutely.
So just know that, okay? And so hopefully it won't be a motto at that point, and hopefully we can change it to that, but for right now, thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Whatever it is, it needs to be district-wide, and it's for students and parents, so
Yes,
let's
sir.
get it out there.
Thank you so much, I appreciate that.
The one thing that I was talking about actually in policy committee today, the self-directed learner is not identified within the student handbook as an option, or just even information, whatnot. And we did have a little bit of dialogue about that, because apparently with respect to self-directed learners, it is kind of funneled for specific students, not just a broad stroke over anybody and everybody. But I do think there's value, we give the advanced opportunities. I do think that if parents don't know about it, and I realize that the schools will guide them in that direction, but if we're being preventative and we know out the gate, and parents know out the gate, hey, little Susie's got gymnastic meets that's gonna disrupt the school, maybe we should go this route, before we're in the middle of the disaster, I think there would be benefit to adding that into the main student handbook, not necessarily the individual ones, but I suppose we could put it in individuals as opposed
No, I think
to
in the main one, it's fine, cause that is a kind of a district.
By reference.
Right. Yeah, you just,
Not a big.
no, not a
No,
big blurb, but
just
you,
a-
yeah, you let them know here's the policy and just kind of a small little synopsis. Mr. Massey?
Yeah, Jake Massey, Assistant Superintendent. That's a great suggestion. I think that since the self-directed learner policy just has been developing over the last year, it is something that hasn't quite made it to the handbook yet.
Okay.
It's our mission to make sure that students and parents are aware of all of the options. And so we absolutely agree in being proactive in that
Okay,
sense.
perfect.
Approved.
It's not an action item, Dave.
It's discussion. But you were on it, I appreciate that.
Like your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any other conversation? I know there is some scuttle because we don't know what it is, but apparently in legislation, the graduation requirements had some modifications, tweaks, whatever we wanna call it. So I do think maybe until we can get that figured out, there should be kind of a disclaimer stating, just so that parents are aware, this is what it is, but not really, because we just don't know yet.
Yeah,
We probably
As
won't
of
use
this date,
those
we know that it
words.
will be changing, but
Yeah,
at this time,
exactly.
we don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Please check
And-
back frequently.
And since it came up in policy, I think a month ago or so, I've been working with some of the high school counselors, and it sounds like they have their hands on some pretty specific guidance from the State Department at this point, and so we're
Okay.
closer to getting our policy updated.
Okay.
We definitely can include a statement there that just says exactly what you did, that we're aware of some updates
Right.
starting for the graduating class of 2028, and we're prepared to implement those.
Okay, that would be great, because I do think the sooner we let people know things are changing,
Yep.
instead of holding until we know exactly what that is, and then, surprise, I just think that's better.
Especially since we make the disclaimer that you are responsible for making sure that you have
Met all of the
met all of the
requirements.
graduation requirements.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
yep, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Mr. Massey, have you cross-referenced everything in here to make sure that we have all the policies included that are required to be given to parents at the beginning of the year?
So I have the great privilege of being able to say that this is one of the documents that Dr. Pasley left completed for us. And so I have not personally gone through to make sure that they're all cross-referenced, but I trust in our last conversation that she did that work before she left.
I would trust her too, but if I were you, I'd do it myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Respect. All right.
Well said.
Can we change it just to say Mountain View High School? Rather than,
The proper name is proper.
it just says Mountain View.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Timberlake High School, Lakeland High School, and Mountain View.
okay, should be.
Yeah, I believe the full name is Mountain View Alternative High School,
Yes.
so
Yes,
we
it
can
is.
definitely
Yeah, it should be.
make sure that that's posted correctly.
Thank you.
Proper, yeah.
And I understand that we have some middle school kiddos doing that program too, but the true name of the school
Yes.
is Mountain View Alternative High School.
That's all I have.
Looks good.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, I just am so impressed. Every year it gets better and better and better.
Mhm.
I remember when it was multiple and
Sure.
It was
everybody's
colorful.
personality was
Lots
in
of
it.
progress, lots of progress.
Yeah.
Or
So-
the year it was combined, but it was all different formats,
Yeah.
cause it was
Yes.
just literally copy and pasted.
Yep, we've made a lot of headway.
The
We need to
consistency.
continue to take a
and-
step at a
yes,
time,
absolutely.
moving forward.
Looks good.
So I will take these recommendations back.
Okay.
I'll do some work and then bring it back to the board in August.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have workshop dates. Like me, I don't remember what a workshop's for.
If I may, Chair Thompson.
Please.
So they're for curriculum and data, the SIP plan, and on here it says supervision and evaluation plan, but I'm not sure if that is included. Cause I don't remember that from last year. But generally it's the curriculum and
Is it
data and.
So the
Superintendent?
supervision, it might be superintendent evaluation, we just wanna, and those wouldn't be workshops, those would be just,
Right.
is it? I don't know.
I think I think we were gonna have a workshop because that evaluation document we hate it.
Yeah, and it's old.
And so we've talked about needing to redo it
Yeah.
and then we just haven't,
so.
Well, we would need
Yes.
to redo it because we did redo the superintendent job description,
Right.
so
Yes.
that in and of itself requires a redo. Okay, so there we are.
Somebody else can do it this time.
Sounds like a plan. That would be amazing. It would be self-absorbed.
Just a quick note, Jake Massey, Assistant Superintendent. For the two workshops, the SIP workshop and then the curriculum and data workshop, I would recommend that those could be held at the same time in the same meeting.
Okay.
Now, the SIP has to be submitted by October?
October
correct?
1st,
Okay.
yeah.
So I believe last year we met in early September, if I recall correctly, but that could be completely wrong.
It was the last week of August.
Was
Very
it?
close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess from a administrative standpoint, would you prefer us meet sooner rather than later? Or are we gonna have all the information and data we need to prepare the SIP? You can speak louder.
Sorry, I was asking a clarification question.
Mr. Taylor and I, Rusty, are attending a SIP workshop training together in the
Okay.
next
Okay.
couple of weeks. And
Right.
so,
Okay.
so the timing that we had talked about in agenda planning was that late August, early September.
Okay,
I think that allows us enough time to get up to speed with some of the State Department training. It still gives us plenty of time to work on our draft before October 1st. And so as long as we're getting to this workshop before the second week of September, I
okay.
think we can be comfortable with that.
And that's what
So
we're
I was
just
gonna
talking about
propose,
time. Yeah.
I was gonna
I would say
propose
the end
September
of-
10th,
Oh,
because that's a Wednesday.
and what day does school start this year?
I
September
think the day after Labor Day.
second.
The second.
Okay. I just didn't want them, that first week of school is usually
Well,
super
it's the second
busy,
week.
so. I know, that's what I'm saying is, I just didn't want it to end up on that
Let's
day,
do
so
this.
that's
Well,
why.
machine,
Okay.
this starts out like a smooth running.
Yeah.
Just purring like a kitten, huh?
It does, and we appreciate your consideration.
Yeah.
Totally.
So would September 10th be too late? That is the second week of September.
That would be okay.
Okay, it's a Wednesday.
What?
Are you gonna be here? Okay, not hunting,
I don't know.
finding some
Never
forest
know.
animal that needs to be murdered.
I can speak on.
I mean the herd.
Ouch! Ouch!
She's worse than me.
That's right.
Well,
What is
you
your
two can
license
go
plate?
murdering a killer.
Lovin'.
Yeah.
Big softy, that's what it says.
The SIP and the
On the 10th?
Curriculum workshop.
curriculum
Yeah.
workshop on the 10th of September.
What time?
6 in the evening.
6 in the morning. What, you're gone?
Okay.
Somebody's birthday.
Oh, that's a birthday?
No, it's just a
Okay.
wrestler.
Okay.
Sick.
Continuous improvement plan.
We have a board meeting 3 weeks in a row,
It's a Wednesday, Bob.
3rd, 10th, and 17th.
Your Wednesdays are devoted to the district.
Hopelessly devoted.
Yes, hopelessly. Alright,
And Jake, so you figured we could do SIP and data all together?
correct, yeah,
Yeah.
or SIP and curriculum.
In curriculum data.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was one of them. What's the other one? I can't remember. Short memory tonight.
Are we doing them all at the same time? Oh,
The SIP and the curriculum.
Mhm.
The
And
superintendent
then the
evaluation.
superintendent, if the board wants to have their own workshop for that, or if you
Well,
want the clerk
actually-
to draft something up, or it's,
Okay. So, I guess it would be, because it would be a workshop.
Yeah, when do we have to have
Conversation.
that document? I don't wanna be pushing up against the
Well-
deadline of that again.
Mr. Taylor Rusty,
Yes.
from your Arizona adventures,
Okay.
what were your evaluations, timelines done on?
They were due, we have actually we switched policies, but we, for the most part, it was due anywhere from February to May, so,
Well, by law, we're due to have it to you by June 1.
okay.
But did you like do quarterly revisits or any of that stuff?
No, ma'am, we did a 360 review on me.
Okay.
And you guys have, and I have all that information, plus it was sent to HR, thankfully. One of the things that I really value was the staff's feedback in regards to my performance. And so I would send that out in February. That data would be collected. When we come to, we go into executive session to review our superintendent evaluation. The board, I would work through it, but they would use that information to help determine my scores in regards to my evaluations. Does that answer your question, Jerry?
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
So what are you looking for, goal setting? Is that what you're looking for, goal setting and then
Is this gonna
meeting,
kill
see
everyone?
how close to
No,
those
it's-
goals or?
Go ahead and.
Oh yeah, it's not turned on. Yeah, there we go. Guess someone should.
I was like, I've been plugged in all night.
No, I'm not, well, we do need to do that, but the tool that we have right now is ineffective.
Right,
And the spreadsheet that we had, we don't, we can
Right.
get away from that.
right.
So we kinda need to figure out what are we doing and how are we doing it. I wanted to know what maybe his expectation was, so given the
Okay.
fact that he comes from, you know,
Right.
a springish, we actually will do an end of year. So that won't change, but we should meet to figure out how we're gonna do this.
Okay,
So, cause we have to revamp. the
And
whole
Chairman
thing.
Thompson, just to further elaborate on that evaluation, the reason they do it that early is because our hiring season is earlier than,
Okay.
than Idaho's is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've always just adhered to this statute, and
Absolutely.
usually we're running with, you know, our hair on fire trying to get it done, so we don't wanna do that anymore.
May I ask another question, Chair?
Depends.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you want, in this, do you want me to see if I can find some examples for the board? I'd be more than happy to.
That would be
do
appreciated.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all think that'd be a good idea?
More the better. Sure.
Absolutely.
Or am I on?
yeah, I mean, I'm open to input, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm still back with Mr. Massey, cause I'm not sure that we got a true understanding. I would just wanna make sure we have our workshops right. I had SIP and data together, and then we said SIP and curriculum together. So are we doing all three together? I just wanna make sure that we give him what he needs and that we're on the same page here.
If I recall, the SIP plan and data were kind of a combined, there it
Project.
is. And then we also were adding the curriculum, so I guess to answer your question, it would be all three components.
That's
Is
correct.
that fine to do all
Yeah,
three
that's
together?
absolutely
Okay,
fine.
alright, I just wanna make sure you have time to, okay,
Yeah,
so it'll be all three.
and thank you for clarifying.
Yeah,
Jessica looks tired.
Do you think that's a sufficient, to do all three back to back?
well, we can try it and see.
We usually do it, and we always run out of time, but.
Yeah, I mean, one does feed the other.
Right.
The SIP is driven by the data.
Right,
The curriculum, I mean, we'll have different presentation this year, so we'll have to see how it goes. If we need more time, we're just gonna have to make more time.
right, but with respect to the curriculum, we still have to do the, you know, display of the curriculum,
Right.
because that's required.
Right.
And so, given that we haven't had any, well, we had the science adoption, I think, or something, social studies, what did we do? Yeah. Social studies.
This year.
Right, so that's the only, I guess, new piece added into the display. And
When
I
is
know.
that anticipated to be here, since we've approved?
Yeah, it was delivered this week,
Okay.
and so it's just currently being inventoried in buildings.
Okay, so I know last year when we had it displayed, we didn't really discuss anything because there wasn't anything new.
Right.
So, that's why I think we're kind of minimizing the workshops on curriculum, because we've done the whole get familiar with it, and now it's just more of a
Review.
cursory review.
Right, okay.
Okay. So for the superintendent Bob. Do we wanna do that in August, like the 27th? Or, because if we did it before boots on the ground, and school's in session and everybody's running a mile a minute because we're a busy district, do we wanna do it like right before the start?
Last year it was on the agenda in September.
And that though, I think, was for goal setting.
There was it was a discussion item, but then also an executive session following.
So that would have been to discuss with the superintendent.
Yeah.
This is to
A
figure
workshop
out
to-
what we're gonna
yeah.
how we're going to present
Revamp
the
our-
evaluation.
Yeah, our evaluation. I mean, most of that's laid out by the state anyways, we just still have to
Correct.
follow their template, but then we have to mirror the description or whatever, like we did the other, make sure the policies match or what have
Well,
you.
the frustration is the form we've used is a form from ISBA that is just
Right.
convoluted, so.
Right.
And we've talked about, let's actually make it an evaluation. So, thoughts?
Actually, Randy, didn't you create that spreadsheet?
Mhm.
Yeah, you did, cause I remember that was like your first task, you were like, okay, never again.
Not volunteering.
Yeah.
In all fairness, we all worked together
Yeah.
after she put the bulk of it together, and we created the color coding,
It
so.
was a lot, pulling all of
3
the
days.
Yes.
policies and.
Yep, it was
I
a
remember.
lot, it was a lot. And now, we changed the job description.
So now you're gonna go through, yeah.
So, would August 27th work? It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm class
Sure.
95 minutes.
4 weeks in a row.
Well, no. Well, wait, 27, well, yeah, it would be 4. It would, you are correct. From August 27th, September 3rd, September 10th, September 17th.
To
But
go
hey,
through summer, Bob.
you wouldn't have to do the 24th. Look at the positive.
What a good deal that is.
I mean, unless something pops up, but you
Yeah,
know.
right. So now we're on for the 27th?
Yes.
27th of August,
Just send me an email, I can't do
then
this.
the 3rd of September, the 10th of September, and the 17th of September,
What's that?
Yeah, we,
or the 24th.
sorry to interrupt you all, we do have open houses scheduled that night.
We have what?
Open
Open
houses
houses.
at different
Oh,
schools.
good to know.
Rebecca just reminded me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are they?
You saved Bob.
That's some of them, right?
Lakeland Middle School, Lakeland High School are that night.
Okay.
So then it would be September 24th? You're getting 4 meetings back to
Now,
back,
you just
whether
said
you
we
want it
wouldn't
or
have to do
not.
the
Ooh, I don't wanna go September
That late?
24th because,
That's
Okay.
only a week before.
nope, that's a week before it would have to be. Don't we have to have that to him? Before October 1st?
I don't think so.
Okay, okay.
We just have to have it done by June 1st.
Yeah.
We can just
You're thinking of
wing
the
it and
workshop.
throw it together
Yeah.
as we go,
Okay.
but that's not.
Well, I don't think that's fair to anybody, us or Rusty, so. You're welcome. I mean,
So, the other option would be to choose a night different than Wednesday. Which we could do that.
mhm.
We could go for a Thursday.
Like Saturday night?
Okay, date night.
I'll be at the cabin. You guys have fun.
Can I make a suggestion? I would say probably not to have a meeting 2 nights in a row.
Thank you.
Are you
Okay, so
making
that
a
means-
suggestion from
so that
last
means
night
that-
to tonight?
A Monday or a Friday. So you're not here on Fridays. Well,
Not
often,
usually, yeah.
right. So we're picking a Monday night. Everybody loves Mondays.
Oh, yeah. 22nd?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too, 'cause that's.
Of September?
only, it's not back up. I think we're gonna have to go back to like, what about the 25th of August?
I thought we were on summer vacation.
Well, we graduated, we don't get any of that anymore.
It's not policy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if we did August 25th, that's a Monday. Okay.
Okay.
August 25th, is that what we said?
Yes.
And that's a review of the superintendent evaluation.
It's a
board-
workshop.
board
for
workshop.
Superintendent evaluation.
Sounds good, thank you.
We're gonna reinvent the wheel.
Yes, we are.
As long as it rolls better, that's all we care about.
Buckle up, Buttercup, it's gonna be a ride.
What time did we say, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, we'll do 6. Alrighty. Oh, we were making progress. Future, I agree. Future agenda items,
Excuse
I-
me, Chair Thompson.
no.
There's annual policies after the workshop dates. They're just for review and discussion if there is none.
It's
then,
just a list.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just an annual review.
Oh, yeah, no, that's actually, okay, so here's the thing. We have annual policies that we need to review. How would the board like to do that? These aren't policies that have been run through the policy committee for
We
any
could
time.
assign it to the policy committee to do that.
No, we could not. We would be shirking our duties. So, I was wondering if we wanted to, well, it was asked to have legal give us an estimate on the policies, reviewing the policies to let us know where legislative changes have occurred. There was miscommunication, and legal has already worked through 3/4 of the policies. So there's a quarter left for legal to go through and let us know what legislative change we might need to put into the policies. That is not something that I did, just so that we're all clear. But, so we could let legal finish and just take the suggestions and, you know, if there are changes, those could go to policy committee for just wordsmithing and make sure it's clear, and then come to the board. If there are no changes, if we have like a week in advance notice to review the policies, because there are 25 of them.
Yeah, some are not written, the list contains 25, but.
Okay.
2 of them don't exist yet.
Right.
Okay, so 23 then. That's roughly 5 policies apiece. We could go through a board meeting knowing that everyone's been assigned 5 policies and they can state if there needs to be changes or not. I mean, how do we wish to proceed with these annual policies that need to be approved by the board?
Well, I think legal's already started and they're 3/4 of the way through.
Better have at her finish the job?
You might as well, and then
Okay.
we'll just, if there needs to be changes, we'll change it.
I second that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so clerks. Please reach back out to Megan, let her know that she just needs to finish what she was tasked with, and then to get them back to you as soon as possible. And then, depending on what the changes or modifications are, if there aren't any, I would say those policies that don't require any changes need to come before the board. Those that do need to go to policy committee quickly, so that those changes can be done and we can move them forward. Anybody have any qualms with that?
No.
Okay, got a
Sounds
thumbs up
good.
from Bob, that's awesome.
Good.
Okay. Thank you for keeping me on track, my little brain's like not here. Now, dates to remember. Possible action on, dates to remember. Yeah, the policy committee and then the special option board meeting. Board member input for future agenda items. I do, take the constituents' concern about our board meetings being on Wednesday. That has always been kind of crux of annoyance for people having to choose between the city and the school board, those that are active. So I would like it on as a discussion for the board to talk about maybe bumping us to either Tuesday or Thursday. I know you've got your things, so.
Things. Yeah, I do have things.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't remember what they are or when they are, so if we just have that conversation, we can really talk about, is it feasible to do it now, should we wait till January? What would be the most advantageous, for us to do? So can you please note that down as a discussion item for the next board meeting? Perfect.
Yep, I've got it.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Alrighty.
I do have something to say though about the, and I didn't go look this last time, so it might be there. When the agenda is prepared, do we still have access to go in and look to see what was put on it? So like if we're thinking of something, but we pop in there and look like, oh, they already put that on there, we don't need to request it.
I believe there are still, permissions for
The
you
board.
and, the board, chair and the vice chair.
Oh, okay.
So not the whole board to look at it?
The whole board
In
can
draft
view
mode?
it,
Okay, that's
as
fine.
far as requesting agenda items.
Okay.
The chair and vice chair are on their on board book, but we can definitely add all board members cause you can formally request agenda items in board book.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Or just an email or.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
according,
policies.
according to the policy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be emailed, and it's to trustees.
Okay, that's
Or they
fine,
just
as long
make a
as the
phone
board
call.
can get in, cause I was thinking of that when, after agenda planning happens, if like, the whole board knows that there's this draft of the agenda, and then maybe, you know, we might think, oh, we should've added that.
Yeah,
or-
not everyone has permissions to actually view the agenda while it's in construction,
That's
but
good.
we can, we can, make sure that all the board members
Yeah.
are on there.
That'd be
great.
Yep,
Okay.
and superintendent, obviously. Yep, okay, thank you. Perfect.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, on that note, oh, go ahead.
I said nope.
Okay. On that note, I need a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Idaho Code 742061B.
So moved.
Second. We have a unison
Law. Sounds
of
good.
motion.
Well done.
All in, we need a roll call vote?
Yes.
Oh,
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Day,
Yes.
Chair Thompson,
yes.
Trustee Quimby,
Yes.
Vice Chair Grissom.
Yes.
On that, it is 7:57 and we're in executive session. What? Does it? I'm sorry. That's
Fine, I
fine.
was like, I think I was dreaming or something.
Just making sure. Alright, so we've come out of executive session. We do have one action item and I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve Gabrielle Hensel, the superintendent's recommendation for Gabrielle Hensel to be the Garwood principal, pending clearance of reference checks.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. On that note, we are going to end our meeting. It is 8:54. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, to say that.